Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing video series videos I would do for the while. I go over there to have food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Up until 2 seconds before I started doing this video, the sun had been nicely hiding behind the clouds where it belongs. And then as soon as I started doing the video, it was like, hey, what if I got super bright? I hate the sun so much. But anyway, folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, why wear super cool shirts? I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Dosu Kinata shirt. I've worn this one for a number of reviews lately, so I apologize if you're getting sick of it, but I'm not, so there we go. But, yes, if you're not familiar with the character of Dosu, he is a character from the series Naruto. He's a low-level villain, ultimately relatively inconsequential to the grander scheme of things in the series, but he wasn't like the first real proper big bad villain, but like he definitely, you know, him and his team, they definitely threw a monkey wrench into things for the main characters for a little bit during one particular arc. And I thought he was super badass. I was hoping that he would continue on throughout the series, and he didn't, but it's okay. I still love him. Anyway, what am I trying for you folks? What are we doing? Well, folks, I've been waiting for this one to come around because at the time I'm doing this, we're in kind of the almost middle of September. We still got a little bit to go. But I knew it had to be coming soon because, folks, it's boom! Mountain Dew Voodoo, the 2023 edition. This is the Mountain Dew mystery flavor that they do, that they like to tie in. That they like to tie in for when the Halloween season starts. I have been reviewing these since, I believe, my first year on YouTube. Well, not my first year on YouTube, but the first year I started doing the sampler platter videos. My YouTube career goes back earlier than that. And I always enjoy doing these. I like Mountain Dew anyway, plus I like trying to guess the flavor. So, 2023 edition, this will be in my Mountain Dew Madness playlist. Okay, all my Mountain Dew reviews are there. Let's see what they cooked up this year for 2023. Typically, it's some sort of, like, candy flavor. So, I'll be interested. I am interested. Smell reminds me almost a little bit of Mountain Dew Whiteout. Let's give it a go. It doesn't taste like Mountain Dew Whiteout. For one thing, I like it. Not big on Mountain Dew Whiteout. What are you? You're familiar. I don't know. There's definitely some sort of a candy flavor to it, though. Like, for sure. Maybe something like a bubblegum Mountain Dew? I think one of them was supposed to be cotton candy one year. Yeah, I think I'm going to guess maybe bubblegum. Now, mind you, when I say bubblegum, I don't mean it's like, oh, it tastes like a bubblegum soda. No. Tastes like bubblegum Mountain Dew. Because Mountain Dew, fundamentally, you know, it has a core flavor. Like, they just add on top of that. So whether you're getting, you know, the original Mountain Dew or Code Red or Pitch Black or what have you, there's sort of an overlapping flavor profile. This has that. It still has like a tanginess to it, you know, kind of a citrusy kind of flavor. But then there's sort of this underlying sweet hit that, to me, reminds me of kind of like a bubblegum soda. It's not bad, actually. I mean, outside of guessing the flavor, ultimately I'm still reviewing the drink itself. I'm always a little bit here or there when it comes to the Mountain Dew Voodoos in terms of the flavor. Just because, typically when you're trying to emulate a candy, it's like, I'm not saying they even do like a bad job of it, but it's like, it's in drink format, so you're trying to emulate candies that can work in drinks. When it comes to candy, I'm more of like on the chocolatey side of candies instead of like fruit and like sweet tart kind of side of things. And that's typically what they're trying to work with. So it doesn't usually do that much for me, but they're okay. Like, I don't dislike them. They're just not my favorite Mountain Dews. This continues on in that fashion, but I will say I think I prefer this one over some of the ones I've had in the past. It's a little bit hard to say since obviously I don't have them here to directly compare. But I think because, again, if I'm, guessing, saying, I think they're going for bubblegum, I think if that's what they were going for, whatever they were going for, ultimately, it's not, it's not trying to emulate that, like one year I think it was like sweet tarts. Like I said, I think one year was maybe cotton candy or something like that. It's not like overly tart or overly sweet. That's what kind of works for me. It's almost overly sweet, but it's not too bad. So for me, it plays better to my palate, personally. Fly's just buzzing the fuck around, man. You wait. Like I said, we're getting close to the middle of September. Pretty soon it's gonna be too damn fucking cold for y'all. I will be a happy lad. But yeah, I mean, that's my guess. I'm gonna guess bubblegum. Even though, again, I don't think it tastes like any bubblegum soda that I've ever had, and I've had, a fair amount of bubblegum sodas in my life. But it's a bubblegum Mountain Dew. That's my personal takeaway. There might be more to it than that. I might be completely off base. As soon as I'm done with this review, I'm going to hit up my friend Mike, because every year, he was actually one who alerted me. He sent me a text yesterday, and he's like, hey, it's in stores. I was like, oh, shit. So we always like to confer with one another to kind of, But I decided to not do that before doing the review, because I didn't want whatever he thought it was to go over there and influence my, my personal take on it. But yeah, I'm going to go for bubblegum, and as far as, like, the overall flavor and everything, it's decent. It's a Mountain Dew. It's still got some tanginess to it. And then you get kind of a sort of a sweet hit from, again, what I'm going to consider sort of a bubblegum kind of flavor. It's definitely not anything close to, like, what my favorite Mountain Dew would be, but it's not bad. It's, like I said, I think if nothing else, it's probably one of my preferred of the Voodoo flavors. So. But anyway, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, it's a limited time item. I'll definitely get it again at some point. A lot of times, especially if it's something limited, I like to kind of, pick it up again and sort of try it out, multiple times. See if I can take anything else away from it. So I'm sure I'll get more at some point. If it was a more widely available Mountain Dew, like let's say it was a year-round thing, it would not be one I would go to with any frequency, just based off the flavor. But I'm sure I'd get it every now and again. If I'm recommending it, I mean, it's a limited time thing. Check it out. It's a little bit of fun with the whole mystery aspect of it. And it's not a bad tasting Mountain Dew. It's not my personal favorite, but, I'm sure some people would take away more from it than I would. And, yeah, like I said, if nothing else, just, just to go over there and take your own personal stab at it. 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month. Spend this rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly voodoo-tastic rest of your life, because, like, that's a thing, and, like, well, of course, there's the, like, the popular depiction, kind of its certain elements, and then there's, like, the actual religious aspects of it and stuff like that, so, be respectful. I actually have a friend on Facebook, who she is, like, actually into, like, the voodoo mythology and, like, the religion aspect of it and stuff like that. It's really interesting. Anyway, the final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I live it. I'm out there every day with it, folks. It's, it can be tiring. To say the least, it can be tiring. And, we try our best to kind of trudge along, do what we can. Thing is, we're going to run into situations in our life where things are just going to be frustrating and stressful, and when we run into those, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing, whatever the thing is for you. That's what I want you to go out and do. I'm trying to think of how I could... Folks, maybe go over there, check out a movie. I am not going to claim that it is, super accurate to the stuff or not, because I just don't know enough about it. But there is a really good movie called The Serpent and the Rainbow that has to do with, some of the voodoo culture and, some of the kind of, darker mysticism sides of it. It's sort of a horror movie. More of a thriller, suspense, but, there's definitely some very just horror aspects to it. It's a trippy movie. And it definitely hits some pretty dark places. I wouldn't suggest it for everybody, but if you kind of already enjoy those type of films, I'd give it a look. It's a good one. Or conversely, if you're not into that, go watch The Iron Giant, because at the end of the day, there's never a bad time to watch that movie, man. I mean, yeah, it's going to make you feel some things, but that's good. It's good to feel. Bye.